Hey you guys, welcome to the Trail and Travel channel. As you read when you clicked on this video, we are doing the ultimate guide to Snow Canyon. Snow Canyon is a state park that is located just outside of St. George, Utah, and is extremely popular during spring break. To get to Snow Canyon State Park, you are going to get on Highway 18. From there are two different options. Snow Canyon has two entrances. An entrance at the north end, which is located directly off Highway 18, or there is an entrance located in the little city of Ivins, Utah, just past Red Mountain Resort. Before you actually get inside of Snow Canyon State Park, there is one trail that I just want to briefly touch on. In order to get to this trail, you're going to take this turn right here. Directly after the roundabout, you're going to hang a left. You're going to follow that road until you get to Tuacahn. Tuacahn is a little performing arts center and they put on plays. I recommend checking it out if you are in the area. This trail is called Padre Canyon. On this trail, you will climb up and over a red rock pass and drop down into Snow Canyon State Park. You will then walk on a sandy trail for a while until you meet up with the gravel road. This gravel road is called West Canyon Trail and it will lead you to Whiptail, to the entrance of Snow Canyon on the south side, loop around these large red rocks and make your way back to Tuacahn. That is simply just one way to access the Padre Canyon trailhead. I will show you another in just a bit. But before we go too far, directly after that left-hand turn is going to be Feel Love Coffee. If you're like me and your love for tasty, expensive coffee runs deep, this is the place to get it. We've got one more stop before we head into Snow Canyon State Park. Though this parking lot is technically located outside of the state park, you still have to pay to park here. This parking lot gives you access to Padre Canyon. I'm sure this looks familiar. It also gives you access to Johnson Canyon and Scout Cave. Scout Cave is a really great hike. It is extremely exposed, but you get an incredibly expansive view of the red rock. This trail can be pretty technical in areas as it does contain lots of lava rock in places and also sand. Scout Cave is about 6 miles total and is considered moderate difficulty. Scout Cave itself is a small little cavern located inside the red rock. I wouldn't technically say it's a cave, but it is still fun to visit. Directly after the parking lot to the Scout Cave hike, you're going to find your way to the entrance to Snow Canyon. For residents of Utah, this fee is $10. However, if you live out of state, you're going to pay $15 to enter here, but I promise you it is incredibly worth it. Directly after the south entrance, you will see where the Whiptail Trail crosses the road and actually connects to a bike path around the city of Ivins. And you will see tons of people with e-bikes riding up and down this beautiful canyon. The first stop directly after you enter the park on the south side will be Jenny's Canyon. This is an excellent hike for families with small children. This trail is fairly easy, has a little bit of sand, but nothing too technical at all. It features a beautiful canyon of red rock with plenty of interesting features. If you come in the spring months or on the weekend, expect this canyon to be full of small children screaming and testing out the echo in this area. This trail also has a little overlook so you can look down into the entrance of Snow Canyon itself. Just after Jenny's Canyon, we have the sand dunes. These little sand dunes are completely epic and a great spot for children to just play for hours on end. It's a great expansive area that's full of this beautiful orange sand. The sand is so soft, it'll make you feel like you're a kid again. There is a second entrance to the sand dunes. There's a sand dunes picnic area. They have some picnic benches here, access to the sand dunes, and they also have restrooms. This is an important thing to note if you are playing at the sand dunes with your children. These will be the closest restroom options. This parking lot will also give you perfect access to the West Canyon Road, or also access to the Whiptail paved trail. The West Canyon Road goes on for 8 miles out and back and is commonly used for biking and casual walking. Heading north from the sand dunes, you will stumble upon pioneer names, and there are 2 entrances as you can see here. This is a crescent-shaped little trail, and there are not too many interesting features about it. The only real interesting thing that you will see is the pioneer names themselves. This is a very easy trail. This would be a great spot for children or families to visit if they just want their kids to run around the red rocks. These pioneer names have been written in axle grease back in 1881. Back in the day, this would have been considered graffiti, but now it's a historical site. Just across the trailhead from Pioneer Names, there's a connector trail that will lead you to the Whiptail paved trail. This trail is meant for people of all abilities. This is to help more people utilize Snow Canyon without getting into situations that may put them at risk or at harm. This is a great way to explore Snow Canyon if you need a flat trail or a flat environment to walk on. This trail offers incredibly scenic views with a relatively easy walk. The Whiptail Trail is about 6 miles long. It's rated easy. This trail features a small footbridge, benches for taking a break and resting, and lots of red rocks. The next trail you'll come across as you're heading northbound in Snow Canyon is Hidden Pinyon and Red Sands. Hidden Pinyon is about 1.5 miles and it's rated moderately hard. There are rocky slopes and some deep sands with some drop-offs, but this is a very beautiful nature hike and highlights some geological features and native plants throughout the park. Red Sands is about 3.5 miles and is rated difficult. This trail includes deep sand and rocky slopes. Hidden Pinyon and Red Sands share a trail for the early part of the trailhead, and then Red Sands continues on and branches off and following a sandy wash. From the Red Sands trail, you can also access Padre Canyon. Red Sands is also an equestrian trail, so just be aware, shortly after the Hidden Pinyon trailhead, you will find the Snow Canyon campgrounds. This also has a visitor center which has a bookstore, which might be pretty neat to explore if you like reading books or finding little souvenirs to take home with you from your trip. Just north of the campground is Lower Galoot Picnic Area, and then we also have an Upper Galoot Picnic Area. These are great places to stop and eat a lunch if you're planning on staying the whole day here in Snow Canyon. Here you will also find some bathrooms. Just up the road from these picnic areas is probably one of the most popular hikes here in Snow Canyon, and this is the Petrified Dunes. This trail also leads to the Butterfly Trail. The Butterfly Trail is a trail that cuts off of Petrified Dunes, heads north, and leads you to the lava cave. So you can access the lava cave from the Petrified Dunes or lava flow itself. This is very important to know because sometimes parking in the Petrified Dunes and the lava flow area can be a bit challenging. They are fairly small parking lots, and so having multiple ways to access the same area is very important, especially on those really busy days. Most people don't follow a specific trail when it comes to Petrified Dunes. There's so much to explore in this area. You can walk all over these sandstones. This area is incredibly epic. These dunes have been petrified and have the most incredible shapes and are so fun to run around. This is a great trail for families or people with children that would want to come and explore this area. Moving on, heading north still, coming to the Lava Flow Trailhead. Like I had said, This trail leads to some lava tubes that are pretty amazing. You can see how some of them have collapsed, but the very last one on the trail you can climb into and is pretty cool. This is a pretty cool trail, especially for families. However, I wouldn't recommend climbing into the lava tube if you have really small children. There's lots of lava rock and it can be a bit technical in some areas. From this lava flow trailhead, you can access one of the last hikes within the park, and that is called the White Rock Amphitheater. So you can branch off from the lava flow trail, hike around, make your way up to the White Rock Amphitheater if you want. However, there is a much shorter way to get to the White Rock Amphitheater. You're going to exit on the north side of Snow Canyon State Park, hang a left on Highway 18, and immediately to your left, you're going to find a parking lot where you will park your vehicle and begin your walk. This cuts down the trail significantly. This is also a super cool place to take families or children. It is a relatively easy hike to get out there, and there is a lot of really cool white rock features to check out.
Lost track of the forest through the trees, forgot what I was chasing. Spent so many nights living out at sea that my heart is gone vacant. And everybody who was close to me all stayed on dry land. So now I'm driving back on Interstate West, I just gotta feel something.
From this trail, you can look over and see the Cinder cone. This is an ancient volcano that used to be active in this area, which is where all the lava rock comes from. This trail is 1.5 miles and is rated difficult. It's very steep and there's a lot of loose, uneven surfaces. You will gain about 500 feet of elevation to make it all the way to the top. So that's quite a bit of elevation gain in a very short amount of time. If you don't want to hike it, it is still fun to drive up to and enjoy the view. There is one last secret trail that I wanted to share with you, and here it is. This is called the Snow Canyon Overlook. It's located at the Red Mountain Trailhead. You will continue driving on Highway 18, passing the Cinder Cone, making your way around the tiny city of Dameron Valley, and continuing on. And this is an awesome hike. It is an equestrian trail as well, so some parts can be a little bit rocky and uneven, so take it slow if you need to. This hike gives you an incredible view of the canyon below. This will be the perfect spot to do a sunrise hike. Alright you guys, that is going to wrap up this ultimate Snow Canyon guide. I hope that it was totally informative and gave you all the information that you need to know if you are visiting Snow Canyon. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. It really helps out the channel, and remember to subscribe to my channel to see more of my videos. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next video.